Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mitchell. Hey, in today's video, I want to talk to you about how texting can actually ruin your relationships. Now it's very clear in 2024, at the time of filming this, we live in a day and age where everyone has their phone on them like nonstop, and so you would think that how could texting or how could constantly being in front of these people, texting them back and forth, ruin dating? If they're talking to me, that means they must like me. And that can be the case. Yeah, they can like you in a very friendly manner, but when you understand the laws of attraction between men and women, then this is where texting can really ruin relationships. So if you look at novels, for example, women absolutely love reading books or watching TV shows that have to deal with drama or love, relationships, especially in romance movies where there's a relationship and then it falls apart and then the guy does something to get the girl back. That's like a thriller for them. Women love that because women want to live vicariously inside of their own love story. So if you are texting a girl every single day and you're getting to know this girl over the phone, well, she's figuring out that love story over the phone. And with dating being so competitive, is that even a word? With dating, but there being so much competition when it comes to dating because anybody can message anybody at this point in time. So, if you have a girlfriend that's super hot, she might be getting 36 DMs a day from other dudes, right? So that means if you're dating her, you stood out somehow, and that's what I'm helping you guys to figure out. So if you're texting a girl all the time and she's asking you personal questions, first of all, if a girl asks you personal questions, that's a very clear sign, bro, that she's into you. So that's good. We want that. However, if she is asking you questions and you are constantly answering them over the phone all day, every day, and I have made this mistake in the past. That is why I'm filming in this video. I have been the guy in the past, before I started studying attraction between men and women, that has constantly texted my girlfriend. One of my girlfriends used to call me every single day. We used to talk on the phone for 30 minutes or an hour, sometimes less if I was busy at that point in time. But we would text all the time. Sometimes we would call. There'd be times where, if we first started dating, we'd be FaceTiming and we'd talk for an hour. And in the moment, that feels really good because you're getting to talk to them. You guys are in each other's orbit, in each other's space. But that defeats the whole point then of getting to know each other in person. A real, physical, which is what we want, romantic relationship needs to happen in person. So by using the phone to tell the girl, hey, let me know when you're free, let's plan a time to get together, and then if she agrees to a time, you guys go out on a date, she has to meet you in person to get to know who you are. So if we look at it from the love story point of view, if you're just using the phone to set up a date, you might text her a little bit, hey, how are you, blah, blah, blah. You just get to know each other for a little bit, and then you spring it on her early on so you don't teach this girl that you're always available. But if you tell her when she's free to get together, and she tells you, she's letting you know that she wants to see you, and that's a good thing because we want the girl to come to you. And then after that, once you set that date, leave it. Say, okay, hey, great, I will see you then, or I will pick you up then. Do not text her anymore. That way, she has to wait however long it's going to be able to see you, so then she can get to know you in person. So that mystery, that love story that she wants to unfold, she can't do it unless it's in person. Therefore, if you don't text her, she can't figure out who you are over the phone, then you don't have a phone ship. You can have an actual relationship. And the more that girl wants to see you, the more that she's going to get to know you, the more she's going to start being intimate with you, start loving you, want to be around you all the time. That's where we want to get to. Okay? Now, and this is the hard thing. This is the hard thing to really articulate how well this actually works when it comes to having a normal, healthy relationship from a girl that grew up in a normal, healthy family that got love from her dad when she wanted. I would think that if a girl's okay texting you 24/7 and she still chooses to date you, I can tell you from experience, man, I've dated a lot of insecure women. And that's also because I exhibited levels of insecurity myself. If I'm constantly texting a girl and I'm not giving her space, or vice versa, if she's constantly texting you and she can't give you space, that is a sign of validation seeking. We are scared that if we're not in front of them, we're going to lose them. They're going to want somebody else. So can you understand how that can be like a sign of insecurity? Oh my God, babe, I know we just set up a date and it's going to be in like 3 days from now, but fuck, I can't be away from you. I need to text you now. I've actually had a girl use this against me. So when I started understanding how attraction works between men and women, I met this girl, super, super hot girl, bro. As much tattoos as well, not as much, but she had a couple tattoos that were super hot, and I really wanted to get to know this girl. I mean, fucking awesome looking body. And then she actually, so we were at the grocery store, and then I was talking to her, and it didn't seem like a good idea to continue the conversation, so I left. Fast forward, this girl found me on Facebook, reached out to me first, so I got her phone number, and then I set up a date, and then I was like, hey, if anything changes, call me, but I will see you at this location at this time on Friday. And then one day before the date, she ended up texting me, hey, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way that you didn't talk to me these past couple days. I want to get to know somebody first before I get to see them in person. Therefore, I don't think we need to have the date. So right there, the whole point of using the phone to set dates is so we can weed out the insecure women. I want you to think about that. If this girl is already having problems of not talking to me over 3 days, imagine what that relationship could turn into with this girl had we dated for like 6 months where that emotional bond really like formed. Then the real insecurities would start coming out. From experience, I'm likely gauging that would not have ended very well. If you can't be okay with not talking to me for 3 days because you need to be in front of me, that's showing like a fear of abandonment right there. So if you understand like natural fears that all humans have, that would make sense. That's why men who double text girls, triple text, have to text them all the time. If they can't give a girl space to see them. So if a girl's like, hey, I need some space from you, and you're like, okay, cool, have as much space as you want, and then a week goes by, and you're texting her like, oh my God, I miss you, have you had enough space? You're fearing that you're going to lose her. And bro, that could be the case, but as a man, bro, if she asks you for that space, you got to be okay with giving it to her. Now, that doesn't necessarily that doesn't tie into like texting, ruining relationships, but where I am saying is like if I turn the video into like how not texting can also weed out insecure women, and then if that happens, if these girls bail on you because you're not talking to them, you are going to save yourself a lot of heartbreak in the future because you're going to find women that are okay with giving them space, and they're going to want to see you when that time comes. So if you text a girl, if you stop texting a girl, and then that date comes and she shows up for that date, she's choosing to go on that date with you. That's what we want. And by not texting her, she's not able to figure out who you are. She's got more of a reason to go on that date, which means that date with this girl is going to be so much more fun than going on a date with a girl who already knows you because you texted the whole time that you guys set up the date until the date happened. So if you go on a date with a girl then, unless you're good at conversating like I am, what are you going to talk about? You've already asked her everything there is to know about her. She's already asked you everything there is to know about yourself. What are you guys going to do? Just sit there and have like a boring conversation and just enjoy? Oh, is your beer good? Haha, wow, that's so good. I started drinking lagers now instead of these like IPAs that I tried once because they were just nasty. I mean, you could still make a conversation like that, but the whole point of not texting each other is so when you guys hang out in person, there's more of a reason for you guys to hang out and bond in person where you can be physically together. And if you're in person, the chances of you hooking up with this girl go up, as opposed to just having a fucking phone ship. Now, if you're somebody that has like an avoidant personality and getting close to people scares you, yeah, man, then you're gonna want a phone ship. You're gonna love phone ships. But if you want a normal, healthy relationship and you want to stay away from people that have an avoidant attachment style, because that is hella unhealthy, no, you want to meet them in person. So texting ruins relationships over time, whether that's long-term or in person, because if you're constantly in a girl's face, she's going to get fucking bored of hearing from you all the time. She's going to know who you are. She's going to have you all figured out. She's going to have no reason to want to hang out with you, no reason to want to get to know you anymore. other than like, how's your day going, babe? Okay, it takes time for women to fall in love, and it takes time for women to fall out of love. And if you're in her face all the time and she's getting bored of you, she's going to start losing interest in you and eventually end up leaving. Or, like I said, if it's a brand new girl that you just met and you're super into, she's super fucking hot, and you can't wait to go on a date with her, but you're texting her all the time, you are literally letting her figure you out before she has to meet you in person, and therefore she doesn't have a reason to meet you. She's going to go out on a date with another guy that chose to tell her, hey, I'll see you then. Because if the girl's hot, in today's day and age, women are always getting messaged by guys. Always. And if she's hot, the more dudes are probably reaching out to her. So if you're constantly texting her, you don't stand out from everybody else. You're in the other pile of 30 dudes that she's choosing to blow off, but she's going to over here and she's going to go on a date with this guy because she doesn't know anything about him, because he's like, hey, I'll see you then, and then I'm busy, bye. Right? That's the whole reason why we don't want to text women in order to set up a date, okay? So the only time you should ever text a girl is again, just to set up a date. And if she reaches out to you first, assume she wants to see you, set up a date with her. And if she doesn't set up a date with you, then say, hey, when your schedule's free, give me a call or give me a text then, and let's plan something then. And then you're passing the ball back in her court. You're saying, I don't want to get to know you over the phone. I want to get to know you in person. Reach out to me when you want to see me. And then she either will in the future or she won't. And then if she doesn't, her loss, not yours. So if you're a guy that wants to get better at dating, whether that's dating or long-term relationships, if you see a link in the description, that means my new book on modern dating is finally available. I'm really getting into this. So I'm going to teach you a couple things, such as like how to meet, how to approach women, how to have a conversation with them, how to tell if she likes you or doesn't like you, how to get her number, how to get her on a date. You need to understand the psychology behind men and women. So there's a couple chapters in there that will discuss the psychology behind men and women, and then dating in general. And then also I throw in a lot of different stuff on like working on like your looks to attract more women. If you see a link, there's going to be a video that's going to describe everything that you want in the book and how it's going to help you. I'm not going to do that here. And then also, if there's another link for my coaching options down below, that means coaching with me is finally available. My slots are open, and I help men work on personal development, mindset, confidence, or just life mastery. That could be in business, since I work for myself, or just life in general. And so if you see either one of those links, that means I can take you to the page where you can get more information. With that being said, guys, if you like this video, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys soon.